That's Green Growth Rushes by R.E.M. You're listening to R.E.M. in conversation with me. My name's not important. This is Radio 1. When you were recording New Adventures in Hi-Fi, and you were pleased with the record, and you thought it was a great record, and yet it sold about, what, half of Automatic for the People?
Yeah,
or
it sold around 5 million.
All right, so not many, right? 5 million. Whew.
Well, it's comparative.
Yeah, but comparative. I mean, was it sort of disillusioning at that time, that you thought people just want us to crank out shiny, happy people or jangly stuff?
No, I felt very liberated in that we made a record we're really proud of, that we know is a strong record that got pretty much universally really good reviews. And some fluke or confluence of events that didn't sell, that's okay. I felt a lot better than if we'd made a really bad record and it hadn't sold. I mean, yeah, it was fine with me.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, we pulled a Nebraska, from the sleeve on.
Well, the sleeve's very redolent of Nebraska, yeah. And you don't have a lot of photos of yourselves on the sleeves. There's a snap of you on the inside of New Adventures in Hi-Fi. I just wondered, in retrospect, Peter, did you think those shoes wise?
Which, let me see.
Well, they're sort of the snakeskin winkle pickers.
They weren't real snakeskin.
Oh, were they not? That's okay.
They're cheapo knockoffs. I quite like them, actually. Yeah, I couldn't. I'll have to go in my closet and find those and bring them back around.
Right, yeah. No, there's and a long time ago, I interviewed you, Peter, for a program on the Rickenbacker guitar. I mean, did that become another millstone round the neck? And people said, R.E.M., yeah, birds, jangly. And you just thought, I don't want to ever hear another 12-string Roger McGuinn jangle on any of our records.
Well, funnily enough, I mean, I love the birds, I love the 12-string and all that. But, as far as R.E.M. is concerned, it's not really necessary at this point. Funnily enough, whenever anyone calls me to do a session, it's always bring the 12-string, and the 12-string is the least pleasant instrument to play on earth. Maybe the oboe is harder. I mean, it's hard on your fingers, it's hard to hold. But for R.E.M., we just felt, we've done that.
Yeah.
For now, anyway.
I mean, you feel kind of freer to experiment now than ever.
Well, yeah, I guess we do. In a way, that's one thing about New Adventures is that we worked very hard on that record and made a really great record, and it sold less than some, and so that just means that, you're free to do anything you want. You don't have to worry about...
And it still sold truckloads, didn't it? I mean, let's face it.
Well, it's all relative, isn't it? Yeah.
How have your personalities changed, over the years? I mean, it seems to me, that you can refute this theory entirely. It seems to me that, there's 3 of you in R.E.M. now, and it seems there are 2 people out of the 3 of you who the fans think they know something about, right? Now, they think that Peter, when he's not playing, strums the guitar and, minds the babies and goes to the park and stuff, and they think that you, Michael, make films and take photographs and go to openings of art galleries, but no one knows anything about you, Mike. You're the enigmatic one. Are you just
role reversal?
Are you just staying in doing the accounts, or?
I got a terrible head for math. You wouldn't catch me doing that. No, actually, I scored a movie last year, which was unfortunately the plug was pulled on the movie, so it. I don't think it'll ever see the light of day.
Right.
But I play a lot of guitar. I play a lot of piano.
Yeah.
Travel a lot. Go to different places. Visit friends.
Yeah. And is that what you spend your time doing, Michael? Do you spend a lot of time? I mean, you're a keen photographer, aren't you?
Yeah, I do the same thing, except I make movies and take pictures while I'm doing it. So Mike and I both travel a great deal.
Right.
I mean, actually, all 3 of us do. Peter travels with his family.
Right. Yeah. And that was one of Bill's problems, because he didn't like travelling, did he? He wanted to stay home.
One of many things he didn't like about being in a band.
Right, yeah. I mean, what about the writing? Do you write more in isolation now? Or, or did you always write separately and bring things in? Because obviously all the songs have been credited to all of you on the album, so nobody really knew who wrote what.
I mean, even when all 4 of us were living in the church, when we were all living under the same roof, I would have to go off to a corner to kind of finish the lyrics, Now that corner just happens to be, Georgia, because Peter lives in Seattle,
right? Yeah.
Or wherever. I flew to Europe to finish one song off of this record because I just couldn't. I just had to get out of wherever I was. So rather than going and hiding in the bathroom, now I'm able to pick up and go somewhere else.
We're going to play
to do our work.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we're going to play "You're in the Air" off the new LP, which is my favourite track off the album, I think.
Actually, the one that I flew to Europe to finish.
Is it really? Well, we couldn't have planned the air from the new R.E.M. album Up. Which comes first, words or music? How do you put the songs together? I mean, presumably, what you, Mike, and you, Peter, you write songs separate from each other. You write music, and Michael has the words. How does it happen?
Well, we do write them separately from each other, but we also find that when we get together, we write songs. How the West Was Won off New Adventures was written in the studio with all of us sitting around. So
Airport Man was written in one day with all of us. That was just a dumb little thing that you played.
Yeah. Just goofing around with
Peter
the
got
disco
really
bear.
excited about it, and we just took off, and it was written, recorded, and mixed and sung in one day.
Right.
It was kind of an auspicious start to the San Francisco
That's right, yeah. The
sessions, which ground a screeching halt shortly afterwards, mostly due to me.
So what happens there? I mean, do you put do you get finished sort of soundtracks and put the words to them, Michael, or do you send them the words and
The kind of blueprint for it is that the music comes first, then the melody, and then the lyric last.
Right.
The language, for me, language is always the hardest part, and unfortunately, that's the main part of my job.
So you'll always get the chance to start working up the tunes and just singing gibberish and to get the rhythm of it, and then fill the words in.
Yeah.
Later. Must be quite hard, that, really, because I mean, most lyricists actually.
Well, it's only in the last couple records that I.